Feature number 7. Retaining walls built without drainage behind them. A well-built retaining wall is one of the most structurally satisfying elements in landscape design. It takes a sloped, unusable yard and transforms it into tiered, functional outdoor living space. Done correctly, it performs for generations. Done incorrectly, specifically built without adequate drainage behind it, it is a structural failure waiting to happen. Here's the physics. Soil retains water. When it rains, water percolates down through the soil and accumulates behind any impermeable structure it encounters. A retaining wall without proper drainage becomes a dam. The hydrostatic pressure that builds in water-saturated soil behind a wall is enormous, far exceeding the lateral pressure the wall was designed to resist if it was specified for soil load only. That hydrostatic pressure pushes the wall outward, causing bulging, cracking, and ultimately complete face failure. This is not a theoretical risk. I have seen garden wall-grade retaining structures fail catastrophically within 3 years of installation, collapsing outward and depositing tons of saturated soil into the patio area below because they were built without a drainage aggregate backfill layer and perforated drain pipe at the base. A correct retaining wall installation includes a minimum 12-inch wide layer of clean crushed drainage aggregate behind the wall face for its full height, a perforated drain pipe at the base of the aggregate layer draining to daylight at each end of the wall, and weep holes through the face of any solid face wall structure allowing pressure relief at intervals. For walls over 3 feet in height, most jurisdictions require a structural engineer specification and a building permit. This is not bureaucratic box ticking. It is the professional standard that keeps structures standing and people safe. Feature number 8. Outdoor rugs left permanently on paver or concrete surfaces. This one might seem minor compared to structural failures and foundation mistakes, but outdoor rugs left permanently on paving surfaces generate one of the most common calls I receive for patio restoration work, and the damage they cause is disproportionate to how avoidable it is. When an outdoor rug sits in continuous contact with a paver or concrete surface, it traps moisture between its backing and the paving. That moisture environment, warm, dark, undisturbed, is a perfect incubator for mold, mildew, and the organic acids produced by biological growth. Over time, these organisms stain the paving surface with gray, green, and black discoloration that penetrates the surface material and resists standard cleaning products. The staining is not merely cosmetic. Organic acid from biological growth etches into natural stone and softer concrete pavers, creating permanent surface degradation. On polished or sealed surfaces, it breaks down the seal and creates a patchy, uneven finish that is visible in raking light even after professional cleaning. The rug itself suffers equally. Outdoor rugs that live permanently outside, never lifted, never allowed to dry on both sides, develop mold throughout their fiber matrix and backing material. What started as a $200 to $600 accent piece becomes a moldy health hazard and a disposal project within 2 to 3 seasons. What to do instead? Lift your outdoor rug periodically, at minimum monthly, ideally weekly in wet seasons, and allow it to dry completely on both surfaces. Store it under cover or indoors during extended wet periods and over winter. When purchasing, choose rugs with open weave or polypropylene construction that resists moisture retention rather than plush, high pile designs. And consider whether an outdoor rug is the right choice at all. A well-designed paver surface in a thoughtful pattern rarely needs softening with textile. Feature number 9. Patio lighting hardwired into the wrong circuit. Outdoor patio lighting done well transforms a space from a daytime feature into a 365-day, night and day living environment. And the trend toward full architectural outdoor lighting schemes, including in-ground uplights, recessed paver lights, step lights, and overhead suspended LED systems, has made lighting one of the highest value investments in outdoor design. Here's the electrical reality that catches homeowners and even some contractors out. Outdoor lighting circuits have specific code requirements for load calculation, weatherproofing ratings, ground fault circuit interruption protection, and conduit specifications. And getting these wrong creates risks ranging from nuisance tripping to genuine fire and electrocution hazard. The most common mistake I see is overloading an existing exterior circuit that was designed for one or two basic exterior outlets, then adding a full suite of landscape lighting, an outdoor speaker system, exterior fans, and a string light installation to the same circuit. The total load exceeds the circuit's designed capacity. The result is breakers that trip constantly, or worse, breakers that don't trip when they should, allowing heat buildup in the wiring. Underground landscape lighting wiring requires direct burial rated cable or conduit at the correct minimum depth. Fixtures near water features require appropriate IP waterproof ratings. All outdoor circuits must be GFCI protected. Every penetration through a structure requires weatherproof sealing. What to do instead? Any new outdoor lighting installation beyond a simple plug-in system should be designed and installed by a licensed electrician, not a general landscaper and not a DIY project. Have the electrician assess your panel capacity before designing the system so that the total load fits within a properly sized dedicated outdoor circuit. Good outdoor lighting is a genuine quality of life upgrade. Improperly installed outdoor lighting is a code violation and a safety risk. Feature number 10, a grill station or outdoor kitchen built too close to the house. The built-in grill station is one of the most popular outdoor kitchen features going into patios right now, and when it is positioned correctly, it delivers genuine lifestyle value. Cooking outdoors, having dedicated prep space, keeping cooking smells outside, these are real quality of life improvements that justify the investment. But I see this positioned wrong more often than right. And wrong in this context carries consequences that range from expensive to dangerous. The most common positioning mistake is placing the grill station directly against or very close to the house, often because that's where the gas line tie-in is convenient, or because the homeowner wants the shortest possible path from the kitchen to the outdoor cooking zone. Building codes in most jurisdictions require a minimum clearance of 10 feet between any combustion appliance and a combustible structure. Many homeowners and some contractors treat this as a soft guideline rather than a hard requirement. It is a hard requirement, both for code compliance and for basic fire safety. Beyond the fire risk, proximity to the house causes grease and smoke damage to the building exterior. On a properly used grill, the exhaust path carries grease particles, combustion products, and smoke. All of these deposit on any surface in their path. Installed too close to the house, this means progressive staining and deterioration of the siding, soffit, and any window frames in the exhaust zone. I have seen beautifully finished homes with permanent discoloration of their exterior finishes directly above a grill station. Discoloration that cannot be power washed off because the grease has penetrated the paint and siding material. What to do instead? Set your grill station a minimum of 10 feet from the house. 15 is better. If the gas line needs to be extended to accommodate this, that cost is money very well spent. Add a proper exhaust hood above the grill if it is under a covered structure, and use a grease management tray and clean it regularly. The grease that doesn't go up the exhaust goes into the tray, and a full, overflowing grease tray is its own fire hazard. Feature number 11. trendy tile or porcelain that isn't rated for outdoor use. Large format porcelain and tile installations on patios have become one of the defining aesthetics of high-end outdoor design. And done with the right product, a large format porcelain patio is a genuinely premium surface that performs exceptionally well and ages with a clean, timeless quality. The caveat that derails this choice for a significant number of homeowners is the tile specification itself. Not all porcelain is created equal, and the difference between an outdoor-rated porcelain tile and an indoor-grade one is not always visible to the naked eye. It shows up catastrophically in the first freeze-thaw cycle. Outdoor-rated porcelain must have a water absorption rate of less than 0.5%, classified as impervious, and must pass freeze-thaw cycling tests appropriate for the climate where it will be installed. Indoor porcelain, even high-quality glazed indoor tile, frequently has water absorption rates above this threshold. Water absorbed into the tile body expands when it freezes, creating hydraulic pressure within the tile's crystalline structure. The result is spalling, where the surface of the tile separates in flakes, and cracking, typically following the direction of the freeze pressure through the tile body. Both forms of damage are irreversible and require full tile replacement. The same product issue applies to the adhesive and grout. Standard interior tile adhesives are not rated for outdoor temperature cycling and will fail at the bond line in freeze-thaw conditions. Outdoor tile installations require flexible exterior-rated adhesive mortars and grouts specifically formulated to accommodate the dimensional movement of tiles in outdoor thermal conditions. What to do instead? When specifying porcelain or ceramic tile for any outdoor surface in a climate with below freezing temperatures, require written confirmation from your tile supplier that the product is rated for outdoor freeze-thaw use. Request the technical data sheet showing water absorption rate. Specify flexible exterior adhesive and grout, and use tile size formats that accommodate realistic sub-base movement. Oversized tiles in environments with significant frost risk are a high-stakes gamble even with correct product specification. Feature number 12. Building your patio without a design plan or professional consultation. I've saved this one for last because it is the root cause hiding underneath nearly every other mistake on this list, and it is the one that costs more money to correct than any individual product failure or installation error. Building a backyard patio without a professional design consultation is the single most common decision that homeowners make, and the single most common decision they regret. I understand the reasoning. A design consultation feels like an extra cost that comes before anything tangible has been built. The temptation is to skip the design phase, spend that money on materials instead, and figure it out as we go. It sounds practical. It is, in practice, the most expensive approach available. Here is what a professional landscape designer or hardscape designer does that you cannot do by eyeballing. They assess how sunlight moves across the space at different times of day, determining exactly where shade structures need to go, where sun-loving plants should be placed, and where surfaces will be too hot to use in summer. They analyze the site drainage, identifying the natural flow paths and designing surfaces that work with them rather than against them. They spec materials appropriate for your specific climate, soil type, and use case. They create a design that has correct proportions relative to your house, your yard, and the furniture you intend to use in it. They draw a plan that every contractor bidding the job can price accurately, eliminating the dangerous ambiguity that leads to budget blowouts and scope disputes. A professional patio design consultation typically costs between $500 and $3,000, depending on the scope and the designer. On a patio project that costs $15,000, $30,000, or $60,000 to build, that is the single best value investment in the entire project, the one most likely to prevent costly mistakes, the one most likely to result in a space you still love in 10 years. The most expensive patio is the one you build twice. Invest in the design. Build it once. 12 features, 12 very real, very preventable, very expensive regrets that might be sitting right now in your project plan, your contractor quote, or your Pinterest board. Let me run through them one final time. Feature 1. Patio built on bare soil with no proper aggregate base, the most fundamental failure in the entire industry. Feature 2. Cheap softwood decking that looks great for one season and deteriorates for the next 9. Feature 3. Loose gravel as a primary living surface, beautiful in photos, dysfunctional in real life. Feature 4. A patio that is too small for how you actually entertain, the furniture on paper problem. Feature 5. Precast concrete block edging that heaves, cracks, and fails within 2 winters. Feature 6. A pergola with no proper footings, a structural liability waiting for its first storm. Feature 7. A retaining wall with no drainage behind it. Hydrostatic pressure will always win. Feature 8. Outdoor rugs left permanently on paving, mold, staining, and surface damage hiding under every one. Feature 9. Patio lighting wired into the wrong circuit, from nuisance tripping to genuine electrical hazard. Feature 10. A grill station too close to the house, code violation, smoke damage, and fire risk. Feature 11. Non-outdoor rated tile on a patio in a freeze-thaw climate, a single winter away from catastrophic failure. And Feature 12. Building without a professional design consultation, the root cause of more expensive patio rebuilds than any single material failure. Every single one of these is preventable. Every one of them is the result of a decision made too early in the process without the right information. Now you have that information. If this video was valuable to you, and I genuinely hope it was, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button. New content on hardscaping, paving, and outdoor design goes up every week, and there is a lot more where this came from. Drop a comment below telling me which of these 12 features caught you off guard. I want to know. And check the description for a free download, a one-page patio project checklist covering every critical specification point we talked about today, ready to take straight into your contractor meeting. Build smart, build it right, build it once. See you in the next one.